What's wrong? 911, where's your emergency?
Hi. Let's stay there.
Where are you at?
No, it's Wagner?
Okay, what's going on?
I don't even know.
You don't know what's going on?
Is he breathing? Oh my God. My husband's friend is dead.
Okay, is that your husband?
My husband's freaking out, yes. His best friend. My daughter. Elizabeth, get outside.
Ma'am.
She's on the floor. There's blood everywhere. Oh my God, he has his gun got blood in the back of his head. He's in the
What is your name?
My name is Sherry Kenny.
Sherry. You don't see a gun?
No, I don't see a gun.
Okay. Listen, I need you and your husband to back out of the residence and wait outside for the officers. Do you hear me?
All right.
In May 2017, police in the small, quiet town of Bel Air, Ohio, find a man dead in his basement. A gunshot wound to the head. When police arrive on the scene, they meet with the husband and wife that had found the deceased man. David Kinney and his wife Cherry are longtime friends of the victim, 43-year-old Brad McGarry.
I can't believe that.
How long you guys been looking?
8, 9 years.
Oh, yeah.
My kids call him Uncle. He's supposed to go to the Bahamas with us in August.
Best buds, I think.
Yeah, he's one of my best friends.
He met him in coal mining classes years ago, and we just took him in his family.
I'm trying not to freak out. I'm sorry. I can't not see that. I'm not supposed to see that, man.
Once you go from the beginning, how you come about coming out here?
That right there is a weed eater, is the whole plant.
Okay. The breeding the weed eater?
Yes, sir. We come to the basement door and knocked, because my daughter knocked on the front door. I told her, I said, Sis, go knock on the back door. She went up and knocked on the back door. Door was open. I went up right behind her. I noticed that the kitchen was scattered. There was stuff all over the place. I told my wife, I said, Sherry, something's wrong.
When the police look in the basement, they find the body of Brad McGarry lying face down on the floor with a pool of blood around his head. Brad McGarry was an openly gay man in a small conservative neighborhood. His friends state that he had just ended a relationship with a man named Scotty, but they didn't know his last name.
They stayed with him like an issue with him?
He's the last relationship he was in. It was pulled off, and he hasn't been with anybody ever since.
Who was the girl?
No,
It was the guy.
He was in with the guy?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, who was the guy?
Scott something.
Scotty. Oh, man.
Very bad blood there, true, no kidding.
I think just a regular relationship, bickering and working.
While looking around the house, police notice that it appears to have been ransacked. Oddly enough, they notice that nothing has actually been taken. There were multiple newer phones lying around, a large TV, and even money on the floor. Police are convinced that the robbery was staged. The next thought is that it was suicide. When the coroner arrives, he starts taking a look at Brad's body. It is apparent that there is a gunshot wound to the head, so he asks if there was a gun found anywhere, but no gun was found. Since oftentimes suicide victims fall on top of the gun after committing the act, police roll the body over, but they still do not find a gun.
I don't see a firearm.
No, I didn't either. They flipped him over, they didn't see a gun. And that's the case, it wasn't no suicide.
He's a rigger. Who found him?
People outside.
David Kenny.
Detectives begin interviewing friends and family of Brad right away, trying to form a timeline and gain as much information as possible as to who may have done this. After getting the full name of Scotty Butler, Brad's recently ex-boyfriend, they head to his house right away to interrogate him. When detectives arrive at the house, his mother answers the door and states that Scotty has been in jail for the past 3 months for violating his probation. Scotty Butler is no longer a suspect, as he had a solid alibi. Detectives decide to take a look around the neighborhood to see if there are any cameras filming towards Brad's house. Thankfully, one neighbor had a camera that faced towards the street near Brad's house. They would be able to see who came and went from the house. While reviewing the camera footage, they continue to interview friends and family. David had taken some pictures and screenshots that could help detectives in the investigation, so they took his phone to copy the information. The issue the detective is having at this moment is that just the night before, Brad's cousin said something that completely changed the direction of the investigation.
Sunday, we went to Grammy's. We were sitting around the table. It was just me and Brad and Heather, which is another cousin of mine. And he made a comment how this DJ guy, he was coming over. Brad's intent was it was romantic. He made a joke about taking a nap. And it wasn't taking a nap. He was insinuating that they were having sex. It was like quotation marks.
This was Sunday.
This was
The
Sunday.
day he was killed.
Yes,
What time did he leave?
between 1:30 and 2.
Really?
Yes, he was
That's the
supposed
first
to.
I heard of that.
He was dropping all the tuxes off. I also know that he was married. They've been
Who
married.
told you that?
Brad did.
Brad told you?
Yeah. She, being the wife, didn't know all this time. They've been doing this for years. From what I understand, the two of them, Brad and DJ, kind of, I don't know if they laid low or they completely broke up. I guess they call him DJ or David Kenny.
Really?
Yes, it's the only guy.
I knew that.
Because it's the only guy he's ever told me about. It's the guy. That's him.
The guy.
That's him.
The detectives made David believe they took his phone for the pictures he had, but the truth was they were tracking where his phone was when Brad was murdered, as well as finding proof that him and Brad had a relationship beyond friends. When they took a look at his phone, even though he has deleted everything, they are able to see the text messages between David and Brad. Evidence shows that they were in fact in a sexual relationship. They review the phone history and find that David's phone was directly at Brad's house at the time of the murder. They also discover, while reviewing the neighbour's CCTV footage, that David had driven to Brad's right before the murder in his wife's car, then left 40 minutes later. David would then appear again hours later in his truck with his family, delivering the weed eater Brad supposedly wanted to borrow. Police know that David was there when Brad was killed. Now they need to work to get the truth out of David.
Where's your phone putting you at Brad's house the time he got killed? It was past 3.
I was not there when Brad was killed.
You were at his house.
Yes, sir.
I'm the murderer. You were
Oh,
there.
God.
You know exactly when he was killed.
Yes, sir, I know.
You were there when he was killed.
No, sir, I was not at his house when that man was murdered. Sir, I can't.
This is the kind of shit that gets people in trouble.
Oh, my God, I know.
We're gonna lose everything. Lose your wife, lose your kids. Look at me. This don't have to be the end of your life. You got a chance to come clean and tell me you really have a shit. Look at me. Look at me. We're past it. It's okay. We'll do this together. Tell me what happened.
He sure will. He had another guy with him. I don't know who he was. I don't know his name. I'm swearing on everything. Holy right now.
What happened next?
He went in the garage.
It's okay. David. Look at me in the eye, bud. Tell me. What happened next?
He was so scared. You heard a gunshot? The guy came running out of the garage. And he got to Brad's BMW.
Okay.
And then I left.
There's a couple things you need to know. Brad's front seat in the Beamer was full of stuff that he brought from the wedding.
Yes, sir.
He didn't have a passenger.
Sir, that guy went back into the BMW.
Doing this job for many years, the detective knows that people subconsciously hide their face when lying, especially from police. The police also know that Brad's SUV was still at the house and had not left since Brad was killed, so this version of David's story is a lie.
We got to the house. Me and bro. I'm telling you the God honest truth, I'm not. There was another man there. I swear to you, God, to you, I do not know his name. I do not know his name. We did kind of have a little bit of an argument. But we being there.
He shot Brad. For you?
Yes, sir. And he was going to shoot me. But I got scared. I didn't know what to do. And then I left. Oh.
Okay.
It's
okay.
He knew what I looked like. My vehicle was there. I did not know what to do.
What kind of gun was it?
I have no clue.
Why did you call the cops? Why did you do this elaborate story? Why did you put your own daughter in that basement with that body? You did that.
Yes, sir.
And you knew he was down there. So damn it, quit screwing your family.
Sir,
Tell me what happened.
I did not kill him.
You knew Brad was dead, and you brought your
I did
daughter?
not know he was dead.
The detective now creates a false story to help David become more comfortable with opening up about what happened. Even though the detective knows David will lie again, he also knows that the truth is getting closer.
I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes when bad shit happens, people panic. Okay? I got a theory. I think it might have been an accident. I think that maybe somebody was around and accidentally shot him. I panicked. Didn't think anybody believed him. Was it an accident? Am I right? Drop all this shit and just let it out. Brad deserves it. Brad's family deserves it. Your wife deserves it. Your kids deserve it.
Brad didn't want me to leave my wife for a while. I love my wife and kids to death.
You love Brad too?
I did. I mean,
And sometimes you think about leaving your wife for him? Okay,
I told him numerous times, man, I'm not gonna leave my wife. Hit me, smacked me around a couple times. He said, if you end all of this now, then I'm done with you forever. He got real loud with me. You know, kind of like up in my face. He had those little derringers.
cross the line, man. Stop. Look at me. Let it go. Tell me what happened next.
He had it in his hand. Just kind of like waving it at me, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Telling me, you know, you're up, I'm tired of you, I can't believe you with my emotions this long and just to call it quits. He kept waving it at me, so I grabbed it.
Okay. What happened after you grabbed it?
I pushed him.
Okay. And what happened?
I saw.
After this statement, David stops talking and asks for a lawyer, and even though he says he shot Brad, he will go to court pleading not guilty. In February 2018, David was convicted of aggravated murder with a gun specification.
If this man was able to do an assassin's job to someone he loved and his best friend, what could he do to his enemy or someone who opposed him?
Kinney, for his part, did offer a brief apology in court, although he made neither an admission nor did he offer an explanation.
I would like to apologize to my Gary family for all the hurt and pain that I put you through, and meant for any of this to happen, and I wish I could take it all back. I know all the apologies in the world will never bring him back, but I want you to know I truly am sorry for it all.
The defendant shall serve life in prison without the possibility of parole, plus 3 years beyond life in prison.
Prison records indicate that David remains incarcerated at the Belmont Correctional Institution in St. Clairsville, Ohio.